Hey everyone, Coach Steve here. And as I'm sure a lot of you on the internet are, I am an avid gamer. I love sitting down and enjoying a video game at the end of my day when all my work is done. And there was a game that I loved playing while I was growing up called Bushido Blade. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Bushido Blade, it was a fighting game that was touted as being ultra realistic. It was weapons based, you could play a samurai, you could use katanas, there was even a fellow who used a rapier and dagger. Lots of fun, great party game, great to play with friends. Today, I'm going to give you a glimpse at a game called Die by the Blade, and it is touted as being very Bushido Blades-like. So let's have a look and let's see what we can find out.
And here we are. Hey everybody, welcome to my desktop. Here we have Die by the Blade. This is the main screen where you can choose the different options. As you can see down at the bottom, I haven't been doing this for very long, so this is really a first look and a first examination of the game as a whole. So let's start by going through the menus. They've made the gaming menu here very simplistic and very easy to move around, and I really quite like that. You have an offline mode, online mode, you have customize, single player settings, and if we move over here using the E key, we can go through the different menus as they come. So let's start with the offline mode. We have versus mode, which will let you play against another local player or perhaps an AI locally generated. We have tournament mode. Now this unlocks at level 4. As you can see down the bottom, I'm only level 1, so I'm just starting out. So once this unlocks, we can go through that and go into further detail. But this is just a first look, so we're just going to go through everything that I have access to at this time. Under online mode, as we can see here, it all unlocks at level 5 by the looks of it. Let's just go down here for a second. Yeah, so tournament mode unlocks at level 5. Ranked duel, ranked tournament, leaderboard, and stats, and you have all this unlocked at later levels. Customize. Now this is really cool. We have characters. Right now the only character I have at my disposal is Yoshi. So under Yoshi we have the Traveler's attire, we have the Raging Dragon, different outfit for him, Pilgrim attire, Clan Leader attire. All the outfits have a very futuristic sort of cyberpunky look to them, which I quite like. Let's go back here. Ronin obviously can't be chosen right now because he locks at level 11. Daisuke unlocks at level 5. Butterfly unlocks at level 2. Again, very cyberpunk-esque attire. Kind of like the futuristic applications of this. I'm really digging that. So we have Tony, or Monk. Kind of looks like a monk. Looks like he's kind of wearing, I don't know, motorcycle attire for racing motorcycles, for example. We have, I'm going to be terrible at pronouncing these things. We have Krasnaja. I'm probably butchering that. Oh well, it's just one of the things I do. And then we have Nakamura, assassin-looking guy in what looks like feudal samurai armor with a futuristic edge. Some of the designs in here are actually really slick. And those are the current characters that are available here that I've yet to unlock. But right now we have Yoshi. So let's go back. Now under customize we have weapons, banners, and taunts, and all of this stuff is unlocked at later levels, so I can't really go through that right now. Under single player we have the tutorial and we have practice mode. And we're going to dive into practice mode in a little bit. We're just going to finish going through the settings here. And under settings you've got display, graphics, game, audio, controls, and credits, which are locked obviously because I haven't really finished any part of the game, but that's okay. So again, the menu system is really slick, really easy to navigate, really easy to find everything. So overall, I actually quite like what they've done with this game so far. Let's dive into some of the gameplay and see how it works. This mode, we have a couple of options to choose from here. We have hitboxes, we can turn those on and off. Those are basically where the attack lands. We have VFX, player distance, input display, AI active. Currently it's set to off. If we turn it on, we can change the difficulty, but we're just going to examine some of the movements and see how this works. So let's continue. Here we have the introduction. Pair of twins having a duel. So mobility in this game is actually quite nice. The animations are very slick when you're moving back, moving forward, sidestepping, sidestepping. One of the things that I did like about this game is we have the left analog stick, which controls where the player moves. We have the right analog stick, which can shift from a low guard, middle guard, and high guard. So it does change the type of attack you can perform just by changing your stance. Now, I'm using a gamepad with this, obviously, so I'm going to describe what I'm doing based on the input I'm giving you from the gamepad. But the upper right bumper is a straight attack or a forward attack, and that changes based on where your sword is. Obviously, animations change, the attack changes, the hitbox changes, which is really quite slick. I like the way that they've done this. It feels like this game is designed to be used with a gamepad and not with a mouse and keyboard. I would highly recommend not playing a fighting game with a mouse and keyboard, as it can be a little cumbersome. And then we have the right trigger on the gamepad, which performs a more powerful attack, changes the direction. We have a rising cut here if my stance is facing forward. We have a rising cut on the other side if my stance is facing low. So you have approximately 6 different attacks with 2 buttons and a control stick attached to it. So real slick. The upper left bumper is the parry. As you can see, he goes into a guard mode, goes into a guard mode, goes into a guard mode. The animation is the same. We're going to do some actual fighting in a bit, so I can see how that works. You guys can see if I actually get obliterated by the AI, or if I'm able to beat the AI. So that's the combat roll. That is the left trigger. Woo! Woo! We have the dodge button, which is the B button on my gamepad. I'm using an Xbox One gamepad, so that's basically where I make references from. Now, this is an interesting one. The A button switches from left to right stance. So that changes the attacks a little bit. So the hitbox is going to change simply by switching stance. So this adds a nice dynamic to a game like this, where you can switch from left to right stance, and it changes the hitbox, changes where your targeting is going to be. The attack animation will look the same, only reversed, but it does add a nice dynamic of realism to it, which I quite like. If you're a big fan of martial arts and sword fighting in general, this is actually a really nice touch that I don't think a lot of other fighting games kind of had this level of control on. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. I've only played a few of them in the past, but this is actually a nice touch to it. Now, we have the X button, which doesn't really seem to do much right now, and we have the Y button, which also doesn't really seem to do much right now. So, then the vast majority of the controls assist of the 2 sticks, the A button, the B button, and the triggers. So, with that said, let's get into some actual fighting and see how that looks.
Are you enjoying today's video? If you are, please check out our free Discord server. Come online and chat with us and many other like-minded sword enthusiasts from around the world. We have people from all sorts of different countries that we chat with on a regular basis. We would love for you to join us among them. Check out the link below for a way to join.
Ready, let's go. We'll be fighting ourselves this time. So let's see how this works. Yoshi versus Yoshi. This is going to be fun. Loading screens are actually pretty quick. I am running a reasonably fast computer, so that's pretty good. Alright. Parry works nicely, got sparks off of the sword. And I just chopped his leg off. Very, very Bushido Blade-esque. Ooh, he parried me that time. Oh, he got me. It's 1-1 now. Oh, he got me again. Ah. Well, looks like I lose this match. Yoshi looks very unimpressed and disappointed with my performance as Yoshi. And I received 10 coins. So, this is interesting. The coins and experience are awarded to you. And eventually, the more you play, the more you level up, and the more stuff you unlock. So, pretty standard there as far as games go. But I like the simplicity of it. And the real The real gem of a game like this is really the gameplay, which actually is very smooth and very slick. So really liking what I'm seeing so far, and I'm really hoping to play more of this. Anyway, this is Die by the Blade. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.